But our concentration here on TalkSport 2 tonight is Paris Saint-Germain against AC Milan. Let me run you through the teams. For PSG, Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal, former Milan keeper. In front of him, a back four of Achraf Hakimi, Marquinhos, Milan Skriniar and Lucas Hernandez. Warren Zaïre-Emery, Manuel Ugarte and Vitinha make up a midfield three for the Parisians. And a really terrific front three. Ousmane Dembele, Randal Kolo-Muani and Kylian Mbappe. As for AC Milan, they also go with a 4-3-3 formation. Mike Maignan is the goalkeeper, former Paris Saint-Germain youth player but never made an appearance for the senior side. Pierre Kalulu, Malik Thiaw, Fikayo Tomori and Theo Hernandez in their back four. Yunus Musa, Rade Krunic and Tijani Reinders are the midfield three for the Milanese. Their front three, Christian Pulisic, Olivier Giroud and Rafael Leao. Handshakes all around. And a big night for Gianluigi Donnarumma. Danny Mills, the goalkeeper of Paris Saint-Germain, over 250 appearances. Joined AC Milan as a boy, knew nothing but AC Milan until his move last summer to Paris. He says he's learning the language a bit more and he felt a bit lonely at first, but he's been... Well, he's, of course, Italy's number one choice as well. He's a fantastic goalkeeper.
Yeah, tough move that, isn't it? Let's go from Milan to Paris.
Yeah, really.
Devastating. I can imagine getting really lonely and homesick, you know. It's a tough move, that, isn't it? Yeah, he's not all right. he's a fabulous goalkeeper. We know it. But again, can this collection of fabulous players become a team and go on and do something serious in this competition? That's the question. There's no question their individual ability, but can they play as a team when it really matters?
Rafael Leao could well be a match winner for AC Milan. We've talked many times about the abilities of a Kylian Mbappe, but Rafael Leao could easily start for the Milanese tonight. Ready for the off, the Slovenian referee blows the whistle and we're underway on TalkSport 2. Paris Saint-Germain in their traditional dark blue strip with a red stripe vertically down the shirt, kicking from right to left as we look, and AC Milan are all in white. And in the Championship, an early goal, Birmingham City 0, Hull City 1. Liam Delap for Hull as Liam Rossigna takes on the man who we worked with at Derby County, Wayne Rooney. So early pressure on Wayne Rooney in his first home game as the new Birmingham City manager. Paris Saint-Germain had the ball on halfway with Warren Zaïre-Emery, gives it to this young Uruguayan Manuel Ugarte, and it's out on the left hand side with Vitinha. Back in field for Zaïre-Emery, and Paris Saint-Germain just knocking the ball about just shy of the halfway line. Marquinhos has to turn it back to Donnarumma, who almost waited for Pulisic to close him down and then released it downfield. Hakimi, and then it's sent across to Vitinha, who can scamper into the AC Milan half inside left channel, and Mbappe now picks it up on the left wing, faced up by Pierre Kalulu, who's won it back for AC Milan. It's knocked down the line and then there's a foul on Christian Pulisic inside his own half, and Milan get a free kick. 0-0 with a minute gone on TalkSport 2.
What I've noticed already, at the back, PSG are almost going man for man. When you look at it, the way they're quite happy to attack, they're almost leaving three at the back against Leao, Giroud and Pulisic. Brave or dangerous? We'll have to wait and see. I would say a touch dangerous.
Ball's back with Mike Maignan, the AC Milan goalkeeper. Kalulu slides it down the line up towards halfway, tucked back in field by Tijani Reinders, and then works all the way across to the left hand side for one of the Hernandez out there, Theo Hernandez, up to halfway, tries to collect the ball on the run, but Paris win it back. It's on the halfway line. Ugarte calling for it and gets it at the edge of the centre circle, just knocks it out to the right hand side for Ashraf Hakimi. Now Dembele, chance to run for the first time this evening. And the fullback puts a cross in, it's only just kept away from Conor Muani in front of goal. Good defending by Malik Thiaw, but Paris Saint-Germain win it back. It's up to the edge of the area, and it's Randolph Conor Muani again trying to cross the ball in from the left hand side. Milan only get it half clear, hooked back towards the edge of the area by Lucas Hernandez, but it's cleared away by Milan to the halfway line. 0-0, 3 minutes gone. Danny Mills.
PSG passing the ball around very well at the moment. For the first time for a long time, and I'm guessing this is Luis Enrique's influence, they're starting to look like a team that want to play in a certain way. Before it was just a case of, well, you know what, just go and play, lads. Go and make it up as you go along. You know, because you're so talented, you don't really need tactics too much. But at the moment, it looks like they are. It's pass the move, get into pockets.
Well, Malik Thiaw was sent off at the weekend for AC Milan in their defeat to Juve. He's just had a yellow card very early in the piece because he hauled down Ousmane Dembele, who rolled him on the halfway line out of the far touchline. Went down as Thiaw grabbed a chunk of his shirt. Yellow card for the AC Milan centre half, and he shakes his head ruefully as he walks away back to his mark.
What they should do now is just isolate him and go every time he hit the ball, run at him. It's only going to take a tiny little shirt pull, a little trip, anything, and unfortunately he'll get sent off. So if PSG are clever now, they will keep feeding Dembele, keep giving him the ball. If Mbappe goes on that side, keep giving him the ball and just keep running at him, causing problems. We talked about it earlier, didn't we, with Stuart Pearce?
Yeah.
How hard it is for a fullback.
Lovely turn from Warren Zaire-Emery on halfway for Paris Saint-Germain. Works it out to Dembele on the right. Gets to the right-hand corner of the box, checks in on his left foot. Tries to lay it off to Ugarte, who pirouettes neatly and kept the play alive for Paris Saint-Germain. Zaire-Emery runs into trouble, but they've kept possession of the hosts. And it's worked back to Lucas Hernandez, who's on the opposite side of the field to his kid brother. Bristol City 0, Ipswich Town 1 in the Championship. Nathan Broadhead puts Ipswich ahead, starting tonight 8 points behind Leicester, who you heard winning against Sunderland by goals to nil last night here on TalkSport 2. And Celtic lead Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Kyogo, the Japanese international, with a goal inside 5 minutes at Parkhead. Great start for Celtic in a game they really have to win. 0-0 at the Parc des Princes. 5 minutes gone on TalkSport 2. Pierre Kalulu for AC Milan rolls the ball up to Pulisic on the halfway line, tight to the touchline. Down goes the AC Milan midfielder. It was Musa who was making tracks to the American. He was brought down, and it'd be a free kick to AC Milan.
How's that not a booking?
Well, that's true.
Well, you booked out for something very, very similar, and this is what I think frustrates players, managers, fans. The levels of consistency. Musa's passed it.
Now there's another potential yellow card here, as Ugarte was brought down on halfway as they dispossessed, and it was Rade Krunic that gets the yellow card.
That's nowhere near as bad as the one we've just seen on Musa, is it?
No.
We've just seen it in slow motion on the monitor. And he just about nicks the ball, kicks the player at the same time, almost sort of stubs his toe. And Krunic gets a yellow card for it. I think that's very, very harsh.
So 2 quick yellow cards for Stefano Pioli to consider. The AC Milan boss, with Krunic joining Thiaw in the referee's notebook. Zaire-Emery, he almost loses out to Giroud, and then he fouls Giroud, does he? He has been given as a free kick by the referee as he left his footing on Olivier Giroud, who has to look up at the referee as if to say, are you going to? But he isn't, it's just a free kick.
But again, it's a tackle from behind. He gets nowhere near the ball. I don't understand referees sometimes. The first two, they probably weren't necessarily yellow cards. And you wonder why players get frustrated saying, oh, the referee's favouring the home team. Because in 4 decisions, they're all very, very similar. He's booked 2 two Milan players.
I might give him
the two PSG players get away with it.
might give him the benefit of the doubt for the Chow yellow card, because Dembele could have been away, cleared down the right-hand side.
But so could Musa could have been as well.
Yeah. Free kick to AC Milan then, midway point of the Paris Saint-Germain half as we approach the 8-minute mark. To the right of centre, it's teased into the box by Pulisic. Up to the far post, Rafael Leao tries to head it across the face of goal. Ugarte tidies up, and Achraf Hakimi brings it away for PSG. No goals at St James's Park or in Switzerland, where young boys are playing Manchester City live on TalkSport right now. 0-0 between Paris Saint-Germain and AC Milan, but Celtic 1-0 up on Atletico Madrid. Manuel Ugarte on the halfway line for PSG, leaves it for his captain Marquinhos. Ugarte again teases it out to the right flank for Hakimi, and then it's brought back for Milan Skriniar, who came on a free from AC Milan's city rivals Inter. Spent 6 years in Milan and made the best part 250 appearances for Inter. Little wall pass from Vitinha trying to get Colomboani away, but AC Milan win possession back, and it's with Theo Hernandez. Rafael Leao now is fouled. He just went over the foot of Ugarte, just shy of the halfway line. Free kick to AC Milan, just shy of the halfway line. No Champions League goals yet this season for the Milanese. 0-0 draw in the San Siro against Newcastle, followed by the 0-0 in Dortmund. Now here's Musa looking to send the ball out to Christian Pulisic just inside the area, right hand side for Milan, lobs the ball to the far post, and Hakimi has to chest the ball behind for a corner kick, not knowing what was behind him. Corner kick to Milan, 0-0.
I think Pulisic did really well there. He was dangerous, he was one-on-one, he got himself half a yard, and he just clipped it into the sort of just inside the 6-yard box. Hakimi at the far post wasn't quite sure what was happening and was fortunate enough to just chest it behind for a corner, but now they've got to defend this.
Theo Hernandez with this corner kick, left-footed outswinger to come for Milan. Right on top of the keeper, it's flicked away by Marquinhos. Dashing out to the right-hand side, it's retrieved by Pulisic, who goes on the outside of his man, gets to the byline, and then in slides Vitinha, puts it behind for another corner to AC Milan away to our right. 0-0 the score.
Well, it looks like Pulisic could be really a problem for PSG down there left-hand side. He's picking the ball up, he's running at people, he looks bright, he looks confident.
Packed penalty area, but the referee just wants to word with a couple of players. They're all massed around the penalty spot, aren't they, Danny?
Yes, seen it so many times, haven't we? They just get in one big group. Because in this day and age you can't get hold of people, you can't hold shirts, you can't really block, if you're a defender you can't block people.
Pulisic will take the corner kick into the near post, and it's fired wide by Rafael Leao, who tried to wrap his right foot round in one of the training ground. Attempted by Milan, but it didn't come off.
It's playing in a corner. Not quite sure if the referee's going to give it or not. Doesn't look like it hits anymore.
Oh, it does. It came off a Paris Saint-Germain player, but a goal kick was given.
It was about 5 yards wide anyhow. It was a high nutmeg.
I think it came off of Muani. It's Coutinho for PSG inside his own half, out to the near touchline, and Mbappe just shy of the halfway line, skips inside Kalulu, but then Milan win it back, and that's another foul. And a chance for Milan to get the ball further down the field. So we played 12 minutes on TalkSport 2, and it's Paris Saint-Germain 0, AC Milan 0. Ian Danter and Danny Mills with you on this Wednesday evening in the Champions League, with Newcastle and Dortmund also at 0-0. Celtic 1-0 up on Atletico Madrid, and Manchester City over on TalkSport, they're goalless in Switzerland against Young Boys.
It's a fast start from PSG, but AC Milan just starting to come back into it now, starting to grow in confidence a little bit.
Manuel's long clearance downfield from the AC Milan penalty area, only half cleared. Tomori feeds it forward, and it's coming forward, a chance for Pulisic in the area, right hand side, tries to pull it across. Donnarumma came out to block, and it went behind for a corner kick. Reinders slipped the ball down the right hand side of the box, and Pulisic, who's been very lively in these early stages, actually it might be a goal kick, it looked like it came off the backside of Pulisic on its way out. Indeed it did. 0-0 it stays, 13 goal.
That's 3 times now, isn't it? Pulisic has got it.
They're giving it away again. Krunic coming forward, trying to slide it across to Rafael Leao on the left hand side, but intercepted by PSG, who bring it clear with Hakimi.
I think you talked about at the top of the show before the game, that's that PSG's defenders at times still, they're all over the place, completely disorganised. There's no line at the back. It's just everyone's just scattered.
Well, I feel a little for somebody like Marquinhos, who's a terrific international player, but there does appear to be a little bit of a porous nature to the Parisian back line. But can AC Milan exploit it?
Skriniar's a very good player.
Yes.
Hernandez is, Hakimi is. There's no reason why they should be as poor as all over the place defending. That's just down to self-discipline.
Leipzig 1, Red Star 0 in Manchester City's group. David Raum for Leipzig. Now, Paris Saint-Germain lobbed the ball into the area. Dembele just couldn't bring it down, and it rolls through to Manuel. And AC Milan can clear the ball downfield. It's rolled out overarm to Pierre Kalulu in the right back position. He thumps it right-footed over the head of Pulisic. It's tidied up by Lucas Hernandez and given back to his keeper Donnarumma. The second youngest goalkeeper in Serie A history when he made his debut for AC Milan. Free transfer to PSG in 2021. Desperate to keep the clean sheet tonight.
Who's the youngest man?
I'm afraid I don't have that information to hand. I don't think his team goes off.
I wasn't deliberately trying to throw you under the bus there.
Here's Rafael Leao down the left hand side, cross into the box. It's too deep for 3 AC Milan players that will wait for the cross. Instead it's collected by Pierre Kalulu, who works it back to Fikayo Tomori, who played for England against Australia in that recent double-header and appears to be a real fixture in this AC Milan defensive backline.
Yeah, he's done well to a point. I think in some of the big games last season was found wanting on a couple of occasions, and I think Gareth Bale looked at that and thought, can I really trust him?
Ball out to the right hand side. PSG 0, Milan 0. Quarter of an hour gone. Good work from Musa to win it back. Rafael Leao up to the edge of the area. He's clipped right at the edge of the box, and a yellow card finally goes to a Parisian player for the foul by Hakimi on Rafael Leao. But what that means is that AC Milan now have a free kick right on the edge of the area to the left of centre. Real dangerous position for the visitors. 0-0.
Well, we talked about Rafael Leao and Pulisic at the beginning, so they could be the danger man, and that's what's been the problem so far for PSG. And what I like about it, they pick the ball up, their first thought is, can I drive forward, can I take the player on, can I cause my defender a problem? And that's exactly what they're doing. This is a great distance, it's level with a D, probably 10 yards off centre. Perfect angle for the right footer. Can go either up and over the wall, he's got distance to get it up and down, or can smash it into the far corner.
Well, Olivier Giroud is standing right over the football. He's got a couple of teammates with him.
Don't remember him taking too many free kicks, if I'm honest.
No. He's also got a couple of his teammates for company. Maybe.
Have you ever seen him take a free kick?
I can't remember him taking one.
Certainly not spectacular. I think he might be the conductor here rather than anything else.
And where's he going to play it? Musa's there just next to him, so too.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a clever little move off the training ground, but the ball might be shifted to one side or the other.
It's taken over the wall and flicked up and over and out for a corner kick to AC Milan. Just the attempt from Fikayo Tomori right-footed, but it caught the top of the head of the defender and went out for a corner kick. 0-0 it stays.
Don't see him as a free kick specialist,
No. So he clearly fancied himself there, Fikayo Tomori. Hernandez will take the corner kick, left-footed in-swinger. Headed up and out by Colomwani, but AC Milan should bring it back down the left-hand side. They do, but dawdle on the ball a little bit. But Giroud puts pressure on Marquinhos and gives away a free kick by bringing the Brazilian centre-half down, but they both exchange a smile. Giroud helps Marquinhos to his feet, and it's a free kick, Paris Saint-Germain.
I often think of those sort of free kicks, unless you've got an absolute specialist who you know can get it over the wall, on target, Ward-Prowse style, 8 times out of 10, just drive it towards the far post. Goalkeeper's not going to catch it. It might fly in, but hit the target with pace. You'll get the rebound, or you'll cause absolute havoc in the penalty area, rather than hit the wall, which is a complete waste.
That's Danny Mills alongside me, Ian Dancer. Danny, former Champions League semi-finalist, with us on TalkSport 2. Paris Saint-Germain win the ball back high up the field, but Dembele's going to have to go like an express train to keep that in, and it's gone out of play on the far right-hand side for a goal kick. With 19 minutes gone, it's 0-0, and I have to admit, Danny Mills, that the pattern of this game is not playing out the way I expected it. We were expecting PSG to have the ball for long spells in Milan to counter.
First three minutes was,
yeah.
But now I think AC Milan have really come into it, haven't they? I think you have to say they're almost dominating at the moment.
And PSG are giving the ball up in some silly areas too to contribute to that territorial strength that AC Milan have had. Dembele comes back into his own half to toe-poke the ball back to Marquinhos. Skriniar back to Donnarumma in goal, wearing all green for Paris Saint-Germain tonight. Giving the ball back by Marquinhos. Plays it out to Hakimi. Couldn't keep it in play. That's because of the high press from AC Milan that forced a hasty clearance from Donnarumma.
And this is what I talk about when PSG aren't used to this. When teams try and press them in the French league, they can play around. It's not a problem. They don't have the intensity, the fitness, even the ability when they get the ball as the opposition. But when you step into the Champions League, you're talking about top level players that you're playing against that are more experienced, are technically better, are fitter. And I sometimes think in the Champions League, PSG are undercooked.
PSG 0, Milan 0 on TalkSport 2 in the Champions League with 20 minutes gone in the Parc des Princes. Here is Lucas Hernandez, the older brother of the two who are out there tonight. Theo is 26, Lucas is 27. Now Mbappe, haven't seen much of him so far. Down the left-hand side of the area, jigs inside, plays it out to the right-hand corner of the box. Hakimi, who's got a few goals under his belt this season, steaming forward. Now Dembele tries to play it across the box. It's only half cleared by Milan. Mbappe has it again at the edge of the D. Goes for goal with a snap shot, and it was straight at Magnon, who held it well. 0-0.
Simple save in the end. Mbappe finds a half a yard on the edge of the box.
Barely any back.
Yeah, his touch. I don't think he was going to take the shot on originally, but also then the defence just backed off a little bit. There was a little bit of a gap, and he almost had to jump in the air to try and get some sort of power behind him, but never enough to beat the goalkeeper.
Ball's back in the defensive third of Paris Saint-Germain. Skriniar under pressure from Giroud. Rolls it back to Donnarumma. Marquinhos at the right-hand edge of the area. Finds Hakimi with a pass along the deck. And this time, Paris Saint-Germain do clear. Ball over the top. Asking Dembele to give chase. Was that a foul on Thiaw? Was he pushed over there? It was Hernandez in actual fact who was giving chase, and Hernandez got pushed.
Did he clip his heel?
By Dembele.
Yes,
just
there
a
it
little
is.
bit.
Yeah. Running at full pelt, you get your heel tapped. It's very, very difficult sometimes to stay up.
So free kick for AC Milan in their left back position as we reach the midway point of the first half on TalkSport 2, 0-0. Preston 0, Southampton 1 in the Championship. 4 unbeaten Southampton, and Kyle Walker-Peters gets the opener for the Saints.
There's a buffoon on the pitch. That's the problem we've got at the moment.
Well, we'll say no more about any idiotic pitch invader. So let me remind you of the scores in Europe and domestically. 0-0 here between Paris Saint-Germain and AC Milan on TalkSport 2. Over on TalkSport, still 0 between Young Boys and Manchester City. Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce guided you through that one. Newcastle are still 0-0 with Dortmund at St James Park. And in the Championship, 3 teams are in front away from home. Hull in front at Birmingham, Ipswich in front at Bristol City, Southampton, as you just heard, in front at Preston. The other games are goals, and Celtic lead Atletico Madrid in the Champions League by an early Kyogo goal to 0. Pitch invade has been marched off, and it's a free kick to AC Milan down the left-hand side. It's not kept in play by Rafael Leao. It'll end up being merely a goal kick to PSG. Milan 3 times winners, 1994, 2003. The last time they won it, way back 2007. A long time since they've lifted the old Big Ear trophy. Of course, Paris Saint-Germain have never lifted it. Mbappe plays the ball back to the edge of the centre circle. Ugarte, good ball out to the inside right position. Hakimi and Dembele trying to combine down the right hand side. Whips in cross from Dembele, and Pierre Kalulu didn't get much of a call from any of his teammates, and the right back elected to turn it behind for a corner kick to Paris Saint-Germain, their first of the game, 0-0.
Yeah, just a little bit of panic, wasn't there? Didn't quite know where he was, who was around him, maybe couldn't quite hear the call from his teammates. Winston a little bit better than that, gave the ball away far too easily.
So Vitinha, who had a lone spell at Wolves not so long back, is about to take this corner for Paris Saint-Germain. Right-footed in-swinger into the near post, headed straight back towards him. He'll pick it up more like level with the edge of the box this time, but he's crossed back into the box. He's way over hit, and on one bounce it goes out on the far side for another AC Milan goal kick. Presumably Danny Mills, Stefano Pioli is the happier of the 2 managers so far.
You know, I think they're sticking to their game plan. It's working well at the moment. Mbappe's had snapshot from 20 yards now. That's it. PSG haven't caused problems. It's been AC Milan causing all the
skill
problems.
down the right hand side from Olivier Giroud. Now Leao picks it up, left hand corner of the box, goes for goal, and it only just snakes wide.
That hit Giroud on the way through. Sorry, Dan, I'm sure this hits Giroud on the way through. This might have sneaked in the far post. Giroud didn't know anything about it. I think it might have been the slightest of deflections off him.
And he was certainly running across the line of the shot that Rafael Leao took. Now, I don't think it caught him.
I don't know.
Very close. No, I think it avoided him, but just not enough width from Rafael Leao to get inside the post. But Donnarumma was at full stretch and worried it was going to beat him and go inside that post. 0-0.
But it's Leao and Pulisic. They're the ones causing problems, aren't they? Picking the ball up, being direct, running at defenders, committing them. And as we talked about Stuart Pearce before the game, it's very difficult defenders because you can't make too many tackles.
0-0 here. Atletico Madrid equalise in Glasgow. Celtic 1, Atletico Madrid 1. Antoine Griezmann with the equaliser. And here is Ousmane Dembele up against Malik Thiaw, who got booked for a challenge on him early in the piece. Dembele again picks it up inside right channel, midway point of the AC Milan half, but he's lost out, and the Italians have it back. It's with Reinders, who's just clipped by Zaire Emery midway point of the AC Milan half. Free kick to the visitors. 26 minutes gone. 0-0 on TalkSport 2.
Need more from PSG. The AC Milan will be absolutely delighted the way it's going so far. I know Mbappe's a player with possibly the most ability in the world in terms of pace, his trickery, his skill levels, his finishing, his goals, all those. But I do look at the game sometimes and think, need a bit more from him at times. I don't see enough games for a player of his quality that he dictates to the opposition. yes, we do see the fantastic runs, we do see the goals, but even in the World Cup, I know he ended up scoring a hat-trick.
Some running repairs for Radek Krunic, by the way. For the time he's gone off with a bloody nose, which is getting sorted out. So
for Mbappe's ability, I would like to see a little bit more from him and really dictate games. Like we've seen Messi has that ability to do that.
But then Messi in his latter career has been prone to just walking around and occasionally bursting into life.
Yeah, but he still, the positions that he takes up, he still sort of dictates the way that the team plays and dictates how the opposition plays because of that.
Musa with a good turn just shy of the halfway line, sets AC Milan going again. Giroud should pick it up right hand side before Skriniar does. Holds play up for a moment. The French striker works it in field for Milan, but it's picked off by Zaire Emery, who tries to launch a counter-attack for Paris Saint-Germain. Mbappe to his left, Koulibaly to his right. Mbappe picks it up, skips in field from the left-hand touchline, then checks, gives it back to Zaire Emery by the left-hand corner of the box. Mbappe once more, 30 yards from goal, quite central now. He lets the lay it off back into square to his captain, Marquinhos. Now it's with Dembele and Ugarte, and they're more patient now, Paris Saint-Germain. The initial impetus of that counter-attack has gone, and they're back on the halfway line. Ashraf Hakimi clips the ball in field. Dembele comes in field, runs across the line. Good challenge though by Theo Hernandez, who tracked that run and won the ball back for AC Milan. And it's with Christian Pulisic on this near side. Pulisic looks for the run down this near side of Hernandez, who's continued his run up against his brother down that left-hand side for Paris Saint-Germain. But they've now won it back, the home side, and away comes Randal Koulibaly looking for Mbappe. Mbappe picks it up, skips past the challenge, drives it goals, and it's not far wide from Kylian Mbappe. Really flipped it fearfully. Manuel looked nervously to his left, but it went just the wrong side of the post and bar, and it's a goal kick to AC Milan. 0-0 the score.
He was never really set for that shot, cut across it a little bit. PSG a little bit fortunate the way the ball broke for them on that attack. Manuel just having a word with Tomori, saying, look, if that happens, if they do get a bit lucky, you've got to go and close him down quicker.
Celtic are back in front against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Luis Palma making it Celtic 2, Atletico Madrid 1. In the Champions League this Wednesday evening on TalkSport, Manchester City 0-0 against Young Boys. That's live over on TalkSport right now. 0-0 at St James Park in this group, where Newcastle and Dortmund are still waiting to play the deadlock. Here comes Musa for AC Milan at 0-0. Tried to get the cross in, but he was just pickpocketed at the end by Vitinha.
Wasn't quite sure what to do, was he? Got into the box, had a little look at it and thought, ooh, hesitation. What do I do? Too late, lost the ball.
In the Championship, Plymouth Argyle have taken the lead against Sheffield Wednesday. Mustafa Bundu gets the goal for the Pilgrims. Sheffield Wednesday still not won in the Championship. Danny Rule, their new manager, of course, just 34 years of age, I think.
What a decision to get rid of Darren Moore. What a poor decision, I might say.
Well, he's now in charge at Huddersfield Town, Darren Moore. They lost last night, and their next game is live on TalkSport 2 on Saturday lunchtime at Leeds United. Another of your old clubs, Danny. A West Yorkshire derby at Ellen Road. That's live on TalkSport 2 at 12:30. At the same time as the West Yorkshire derby, we bring you the West London derby on TalkSport as part of Game Day Chelsea against Brentford. Now here's Warren Zaire Emery for Paris Saint-Germain at 0. They're finding Mbappe into the area, gets the shot away, and the inevitable result is Kylian Mbappe giving Paris Saint-Germain the lead on the half hour. Zaire Emery driving through midfield, found Mbappe, he had the defenders backpedaling, just shifted it slightly to his right and drove it low into the bottom corner. It's Paris Saint-Germain 1, AC Milan 0. Kylian Mbappe, of course.
And that's what he's so great at, those individual moments of absolute brilliance. Again, it picks the ball up in a semi-threatening area, and is it Tomori backs off You can't allow that to happen. You can't allow him to get into the penalty area. You've got to make a decision before he gets into the penalty area. He doesn't, and because of that, then he can't make the challenge. And what Mbappe's brilliant at, the way that he dribbles, he moves the ball. You see a lot of players doing step overs and throwing their legs around, and the ball never moves. The defender doesn't have to move in that case. What Mbappe does, he shifts the ball from one side to the other very, very quickly. That makes the defender moves. He has the shot. It's not the cleanest of hits, but because he's moved the ball, he's able to hit that ball, then it goes through the defender's legs. Goalkeeper's unsighted. But Tomori, he's got to keep you outside the box. And that's brilliant individual skill from Mbappe, but you know what he wants to do, get into that penalty area. You've got to keep him out of it.
His 42nd Champions League goal, Kylian Mbappe, and it's PSG 1, Milan 0 with 12 minutes to half-time on TalkSport 2.
Against the run of play down to the...
A little, I mean, there have been signs that they were slowly getting more of a grip. But it's not. But certainly, it is something of a surprise in the sense that it looked like that back four of Milan had the measure of the front three.
But I'm saying
but that's not Mbappe.
It's not a team goal, is it?
Well, I'll give Zaire Emery credit because he rode the challenge of Reinders on halfway. But had a couple of nibbles at him and could have lost that. But his instinct, Zaire Emery, once he broke into that challenge. Okay, where's Kylian Mbappe?
But it's get the ball to Mbappe and let him go and score. It's not really a specific build-up or a style of playing.
Perhaps not. But then, when Mbappe's on the field,
I get that,
you can't rely on that.
Well, I'm not sure you can when you get to the latter stage of this competition, and I think that's the problem. They've done that in the past, where they've had Neymar and Messi and Mbappe in there. It's like, well, we'll just give it to them and they'll do something. And it doesn't always happen.
So they have the lead, PSG, and they're pretty good here. They've lost just one of 34 group stage matches in the past 11 years, winning 27. So it's not quite impregnable at the Parc des Princes, but it's a pretty good record for any side to have in European competition.
There's been some good games in Paris lately, haven't they? Even those with that funny shaped oval ball.
Well, of course, the Rugby World Cup final at the weekend does not feature England. They're playing in the bronze medal match against Argentina.
What a waste of time that is, Tyler.
Well, yeah, might be a few players hang up their boots after that one.
I think they might have hung them up already and just thought, I don't need to play in that.
0-0 between Newcastle and Dortmund, just over 10 minutes to half-time there, but it's 1-0 here with 10 to the break to Paris Saint-Germain through inevitably Kylian Mbappe. And Lucas Hernandez feeds the ball down the left-hand side for Coutinho. Sheffield Wednesday are 2 down now at Plymouth. Morgan Whittaker gets a second at Home Park for Plymouth, who've been struggling of late actually. Plymouth no win in 4, but they're 2-0 up on the Owls right on half-time. And Ipswich lead Bristol City at half-time. It's 0-0 at half-time at the New York Stadium between Rotherham United and Coventry City, and Hull City going 1-0 up at the break at Birmingham. Ball's out of play for a Paris Saint-Germain throw down the right-hand side with 9 minutes to half-time. We've got live Europa League football for you tomorrow, tea time here on TalkSport 2. Olympiacos against West Ham. Alex Crook, your commentator. That's a 5:45 kick-off. And then a choice of listing on Friday night. Palace Spurs in the Premier League, exclusive to TalkSport at 8. And the Women's Nation League, England-Belgium, 7:45 on TalkSport 2 is your choice of listening on Friday. Just seeing a replay again of the opening goal and Zaire Emery's desire to keep the ball and win the ball from Reinders, and then, as Danny Mills has rightly said, it was the backpedaling somewhat of Fikayo Tomori.
He's got 2 players around him. He's got somebody inside him. He's got a defender outside him. Go and engage Mbappe further up the pitch, because once you let him get into that penalty area, he's in shooting distance. You can't touch him, because you know he's going to jig left, you know he's going to jig right. You touch him, he goes down, it's a penalty. Simple as that. You've got to go up to him, be brave.
Here come AC Milan trying to respond down the left-hand side. Hernandez puts the ball into the area. It's only half cleared by Skriniar, but he's Helped out by Zaire Emery, who darts onto the loose ball and finds Vitinha. Chance for him to come forward. Mbappe calling for it just inside the Milan half. Vitinha gets it back. Mbappe's gone again through the inside left channel, but it's been slowed down by Vitinha and Zaire Emery. Now Ugarte finds Hakimi out to Dembele on the right hand side. Koulibaly at the edge of the area prowling around, but not being utilised. Antwerp lead Porto in the Champions League by a goal to nil. Al Hassan Yusuf for the Belgian side. Meanwhile, back here at the Parc des Princes, Lucas Hernandez for Paris Saint-Germain. Diagonal crossfield ball from left to right, looking to pick out Dembele. Tomori comes across and puts it out for a throw. Southampton lead Preston at half-time at Deepdale in the Championship, and Plymouth do indeed go 2 goals in front at the break against Sheffield Wednesday. Keep you updated with second half goals in all those Championship matches tonight.
It's a long journey back, isn't it?
For Sheffield Wednesday fans? Well, yes, it's a lovely ground to go and visit Home Park, but not when you're 2-0 down at half-time, I fancy. Sheffield Wednesday, 3 draws and 9 defeats so far on their return to the Championship. AC Milan have a throw in their right back position. Pierre Kalulu is going to take it, former Lyon Academy player. And he's under pressure from Vitinha, but screws the ball up to the halfway line, but it won't find Pulisic. Very easy for Lucas Hernandez to tidy up and give back to Donnarumma.
Goal has just rocked AC Milan a little bit, isn't it? He's a little bit on the back foot all of a sudden.
Although the high press is now back in evidence as the ball's back with Donnarumma. Again, he floats it out to the right hand side looking for Hakimi, but that's done better that time. He's pulled up to halfway.
Why would you not stop that? It infuriates me so much. You see the ball go back to the goalkeeper, he opens his body out, you can tell 10 seconds before he gets it, he's going to ping it out to the fullback. The opposite winger, fullback, it's not done his way. Get on his touch. It's far too easy at times.
Milan have it back. Rafael Leao with a great little pirouette to get away from Zaire Emery, and he rode the challenge of Ugarte, but then he took it one challenge too far and ended up cleaning out Marquinhos, and that'll be a free kick for Paris Saint-Germain. But initially Rafael Leao showed some great skill just inside the PSG half. 1-0 though, the Parisians lead. 5 to half time. Danny Mills alongside me, Ian Dancer tonight. Still no goals at St James's Park. 0-0 between Newcastle and Dortmund. Still no goals over on TalkSport in our other commentary game tonight. Young boys holding Manchester City to a goalless draw so far on their plastic pitch.
So it's not easy to play on that pitch.
You did indeed.
Everyone thinks, City go there and dominate. It's a huge advantage playing on that surface, which is bizarre, isn't it? You can have it in internationals, you can have it in the Champions League, but you can't have it in League 2.
Sutton United were the most recent to get up in Harrogate Town. Of course, you know well, up at Wetherby Road they had to dig up the which was used by the community. That's the other thing people have to get.
That's the biggest thing. A pitch that can be used 24/7 for a League 2 team is absolutely vital because of what it creates in the community. It's not just about generating the money from that, but of course then the team have to go and train somewhere else as well, and all of a sudden you've got this white elephant. What you've been using 24/7, suddenly you use once a week, if that.
But as you say, it's alright to be used in Europe's premier club competition.
International football as well.
Indeed. Corner kick to Paris Saint-Germain as Thiago was forced to put the ball behind. Wasn't given the easiest back pass to deal with, and it's a PSG corner on the right hand side. Vitinha almost dummy to give it to Dembele, right hand corner of the box. He still could. I mean, Rafael Leao's going to have to keep an eye on Ousmane Dembele. He's still lurking around the right hand corner of the penalty area, but Vitinha sends it into the near post looking for Koulibaly, headed out as far as Ugarte, who tried an ambitious shot from distance. Magnon elected to punch, as you heard from Danny Mills. My learned colleague decided that he should have done something entirely different there, the Milan goalkeeper.
He was under no pressure. The ball was... The volley was unannounced, didn't it? It was a... Why would you not catch it?
Ball given away by Milan. Mbappe looks for his Colomboani at the edge of the area. Shot deflected over by Malik Thiaw, and it's another corner to Paris Saint-Germain.
See, if that goes in, Dan, so I'm going back to my goalkeeper. Why have you punched that ball out?
Yeah.
Because that's what's led to giving away possession and giving PSG. It was an easy catch. It wasn't a shot. It was very, very easy to just take the ball. He punched it with two hands. Oh, just catch it. You've got gloves on. Sticky gloves at that as well.
Third corner of the game for Paris Saint-Germain, who lead by a goal to nil. Into the near post. It's headed out by Giroud. He might pick up the loose ball here and charge towards halfway. He's clipped, and that'll be a yellow card. Is that Dembele who made that challenge? I think it was, as Giroud was powering towards the halfway line. So another yellow card issued by the Slovenian referee. This time it goes to Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah, it's blatant, wasn't it?
One for the team.
Well, to be fair enough, he was chasing Giroud. He probably could have stayed on his feet, give him another 2 or 3 yards and still got back and tackled him. It's a bit of a mismatch in terms of pace, isn't it?
Ball's up on the halfway line, but PSG win it back. Clip down the left-hand side, but Mbappe clearly offside. Ahead of Tomori, so it's a free kick to Milan, who have made it 20 Champions League campaigns, having qualified this year. They're still 3 behind Juve, who got 23. That's the Italian record for Champions League participations.
Yeah, I've never lost the race in Milan.
Have you not?
No, never.
How many times have you played it?
Twice.
I was waiting to say I haven't played it.
Just the twice.
No, I haven't lost to AC Milan, but then I've never had the pleasure. Here is Musa for AC Milan, just shy of the halfway line. Finds Pulisic, who had a bright opening, but it's been a bit quiet for him in the last 20 minutes or so, the American.
Yeah, he's been starting for possession since they scored, haven't they, really? They need to get him and Rafael on the ball and do what they were doing early on, which is just pick the ball and turn and start running, convincing defenders, which is exactly what Mbappe did.
Malik Thiaw looks to lob it down the left-hand side for Rafael Leao. Early ball into the box, 3 in the area. Pulisic on the far stick, but it's kept away from him by Hernandez. But it is a corner kick to AC Milan as we tick round towards the last knockings of the first half. Heading towards added time, 1-0 to PSG, but a corner to Milan.
Yeah, Captain America didn't really fancy the head into that post, did he?
No, not quite the super soldier at that point, Christian Pulisic, but he's gone across to the right-hand side to take this corner as we move into 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. It's taken by Pulisic. Over the head, flicked out to the edge of the area. There's a Paris Saint-Germain player that's gone down, injured. Lucas Hernandez was fouled. That's a free kick to Paris Saint-Germain. And Borussia Dortmund have taken the lead at St James's Park. In this group, remember, Dortmund, who got a 0-0 draw in Milan and lost to Paris Saint-Germain, so only 1 point, but they lead, pending a VAR check, at St James's Park over Newcastle to suck all the atmosphere, I imagine, out of the stadium, Danny Mills.
Yeah, just having a quick look at it on our little monitor. I mean, there's half a foul way back up the pitch, and Anthony Gordon, he gets his shirt tugged. The referee seems to let that one go, and then sort of the next challenge is okay. I don't think they'll overturn that.
It's a lovely finish in the end.
Oh, it is.
Felix and Mecha.
I don't think there's enough to say that really affected the play.
So 1-0 to PSG here, 1-0 to Dortmund at St James Park. That's how Group F is shaping up tonight. We've played a minute of the minimum 2 that have been added on by the referee. And PSG in possession with Achraf Hakimi. Once up Borussia Dortmund, looking for Mbappe, who goes down somewhat theatrically just inside the area right hand side under pressure from Thiaw, and the referee waves play on. Maybe one last chance for Milan to bring the ball forward. Giroud tucks it out to the left hand side for Theo Hernandez, who plays an early ball into the box looking for the run of Pulisic, but the giant frame of Donnarumma just plucks it out of the sky, bowls it out. It's played in field for Zaire Emery, and that signals the end of the first half as the referee blows the whistle. The players are back out at the Parc des Princes, and AC Milan have made a change ahead of the start of the second half. and I guess it's no great surprise, given that he's on a yellow card, that he got very early in the piece. Malik Thiaw has been taken off, and the captain, David Calabria, has come on to replace him, a one-club man since 2006, made over 200 appearances. He's on for AC Milan. And we're back underway with AC Milan in all white, playing from right to left as we look at the Parc des Princes. I'll run you through the lineups in just a moment. Kalulu's going to go to centre half, I think, Danny Mills, with Calabria out there at right back. He's just going to move one in field. So it'll be for Paris Saint-Germain, Donnarumma in goal, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Skriniar, Lucas Hernandez at the back, Zaire Emery, Ugarte and Vitinha in midfield, Dembele, Muani and the goal scorer Mbappe up front. For AC Milan, Magnan the keeper, Calabria, Kalulu, Tomori and Theo Hernandez at the back, Musa, Krunic and Reinders in midfield, Pulisic, Giroud and Leao in attack. The ball is at the back with Fikayo Tomori. Long ball over the top, looking for the run of Reinders. Out came the goalkeeper. It's heading back towards goal by Giroud. Cleared away by Marquinhos. But AC Milan have it again, right-hand side of the area. Pulled back by Pulisic, but couldn't find one of three shirts inside the box. And Paris Saint-Germain cleared their lines, but that was a nervy moment at the back for Paris Saint-Germain. 1-0.
Initially then, when Donnarumma came charged now, I thought he was going to catch it. He put his hands up, didn't he? Then he, very last second, pulled them down.
He suddenly realised where he was in relation to the 18-yard line.
He came out, he went, oh, no, head it. It wasn't a great header. Giroud couldn't quite get enough power to get it over Marquinhos. And then in the end, Pulisic's cross was very disappointing.
Long throw for AC Milan on the right-hand side, 10 yards from the corner flag, hurled in by Pulisic. It's cleared away, but Kalulu will tidy up, and Musa there as well. He's collided into by Ugarte. Brilliant challenge by the Uruguayan, and here come Paris Saint-Germain. Dembele into the area, 2-0. Swift counter-attack, finished off with real style and quality by Ousmane Dembele. Scored before for Paris Saint-Germain, moves here in August and opens his account with a beauty. And it's only 2 minutes gone in the second half. Paris Saint-Germain 2, AC Milan 0.
I just wonder if VAR are going to look at the potential foul from Ugarte on the halfway line. Can't quite see it, he clattered into somebody. It was poor from AC Milan. I think that's a foul. Whether they'll interject and they'll bring that back, but I think it's a fact. It's a moment, it's brilliance from Dembele when he gets the ball on that inside right channel, cuts it onto his left foot, places it into the far corner. It's a fantastic finish. You know, him and Mbappe, great individuals that they are. I mean, that's a blatant foul. That's a yellow card for a guy. If you see this again, Dance, from that angle, is it enough to come back and overrule it, overturn the goal?
Well, the referee was right on top of the incident. They are checking.
I would say yes then. If they're looking at this... There you go, yeah.
Well, he's going to go and have a look at the monitor. He's been asked by the VAR officials in Lyon to go and take a look at the pitch side monitor.
Had to be, and it should be. Look, have a look at this, Dan. Look. I mean, that's a flat-on body check.
Musa is just cleaned out by Ugarte. And play continued, and Dembele rolled the ball into the back of the net for 2-0. But the referee is now taking a long, hard look. Meanwhile, Manchester City have gone ahead in Switzerland. Young Boys 0, Manchester City 1. Manuel Akanji. And the referee has decided to disallow the goal. And it will be a free kick instead to AC Milan. The goal is cancelled out. Dembele has not opened his account after all for PSG. It stays 1-0, and now AC Milan have a free kick in the centre circle.
And I think that's right. It's Ugarte on Musa. It's a blatant foul. Took a little bit longer than it needed to, realistically. I mean,
but that's a warning to AC Milan.
Yeah, they messed about with their own sort of set piece, their own long throw.
Now long ball over the top, might have Pulisic in behind, puts it across the face of goal. Giroud into the side netting. Why did Pulisic go for goal? The ball was played in over the top and Pulisic was in behind. But rather than strike it a goal as he went in on the right-hand side of the box, he tried to pull it across for his teammate Giroud, and by the time Giroud got to the ball, the angle was so tight he couldn't screw it back inside Donnarumma's right-hand post, and it went behind for a goal kick. Big chance for Milan to equalise.
Oh, it's just a long, hopeful ball over the top. I think Pulisic thought Hernandez was chasing him down. From somewhere a sniper got him. He tripped over his own feet, didn't he? I'm not sure Pulisic was aware of that. He probably thought he was still under pressure. Panicked a little bit, and instead of letting the ball drop and then volleying it goalwards completely on his own, tried to square it, got it completely wrong.
That's a massive let-off
and gave
PSG.
Giroud no chance at the far post.
Danny Mills alongside me, Ian Danter here on TalkSport 2. 5 minutes gone in the second half. We've had the ball in the net at one end since the restart and a massive chance at the other, but it stays as it was at the break. Paris Saint-Germain 1, AC Milan 0. Ball's back with Donnarumma, PSG goalkeeper right in front of his goal line. Clips the ball out once again to Manuel Akanji,
but
to Achraf Hakimi.
You see there, Dan? It goes back to Donnarumma. You know that he's going to play that.
3 more times he's found Hakimi, yes.
So Musa's got to be on his way to cut that out or be on his touch. It's too easy sometimes.
Here is Yusuf Musa. He loses out on halfway, and it's brought in field by Zaire Emery, but it's won back once more by AC Milan, and then they give it up. And Vitinha fires it out to Mbappe, who's now got Calabria backpedaling, trying to go on the outside for the moment of Calabria, who've got a foot in, put it behind for a corner to PSG away to our left-hand side that they want to take quickly. And it is taken quickly. Finds Dembele inside the area, left-hand side, checks onto his left foot, save, and tucked in on the rebound by Kolo Muani. Dembele saw his shot saved by the goalkeeper Manuel, but he came out to Randall Kolo Muani right in front of goal, 4 or 5 yards out. He could not miss, and it is now PSG 2, AC Milan 0.
I mean, AC Milan go to sleep. Absolutely appalling defending from the corner. They take a quick one. It's out to Dembele just inside the 18-yard box. Cuts it up. Hits a shot. It's not a great shot. Goalkeeper spills it. But it's Tomori against 4 players, completely unmarked. It falls to Muani, simplest of tap-ins. AC Milan, oh dearie me, woeful defending. They all went to sleep. I think there was 4 PSG players in the box, 9 AC Milan defenders, and they all fell asleep.
And the huge money capture from Eintracht Frankfurt cost PSG the best part of €100 million to bring Randall Kolo Muani to the Parc des Princes after 26 goals last season. Puts PSG 2-0 up against Milan here on TalkSport 2. Meantime, young boys of Switzerland have equalised. Meshak Elia makes it 1-1 against Manchester City over on TalkSport in our other live commentary tonight. And here come PSG again. Dembele, who set up that second goal, has now just set up a corner by driving the ball against Theo Hernandez, and the confidence coursing through the veins of these PSG players now with that 2-goal advantage.
Milan have just lost their heads a little bit, lost a little bit of discipline. They've got to get it back. They've got to get back and just get a bit solid for the next 10-15 minutes, just regain a bit of composure.
Preston have turned it around incidentally against Southampton in the Championship. Brad Potts makes it Preston 2, Southampton 1. Preston over in 5 for Ryan Lowe. Short corner again down the Paris Saint-Germain right. Dembele loses that. Vitinha whips the ball in. Oh, Magnon could have caught it, led it to punch one-handed. It's not quite clear yet. and eventually Rafael Leao will try and put his foot in it and wins the throw. But I've no idea why Mike Maignan came out to just outside his 6-yard box. It would have been easier to catch it than punch it, but punch it he did, and almost put his team in trouble again. 2-0 Paris Saint-Germain.
Where does he think he's going to punch that? He's going to punch it sort of 10 yards max. I mean, just catch the ball sometimes. You know, you can use both hands. You've got gloves on. There's no excuse.
Most gloves are like flypaper nowadays, aren't they?
Unbelievable.
Ball's back with Gianluigi Donnarumma, the other goalkeeper out there tonight. He finds Marquinhos. What a ball. What a ball. Out to the far side, but Vitinha's first touch lets him down.
Had a touch like me.
But Mbappe was there to try and help him out, but there are enough white shirts for AC Milan back there to retrieve possession. But the Italians have got work to do here. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Remember, they haven't scored yet in the Champions League this season, drawing both games. But Paris Saint-Germain, as it stands, are going to move on to 6 points from their first 3 fixtures. Milan would stay on 2. Newcastle would be on 4 points because they're losing at the moment to Borussia Dortmund, would also be on 4. So this Group F would be incredibly tight if scores stay as they are through to full time.
9's normally enough, isn't it? 9 points is normally enough to get you out of the group stages.
Well, you say that. Birmingham once got 10 points in the Europa League and never made it through. Just our luck.
I said normally.
Normally, yeah, you're right.
And this is the Champions League, Dan. It's not, you know, proper European competition.
All right. Royal after at 1, Porto 2. And the Portuguese side lead in Belgium, elsewhere in the Champions
What were
League.
Birmingham doing in
Beating Arsenal in the final. That's what happened.
Is that when they got relegated?
Yes, it was. So, yeah. Haven't been back since, and Birmingham at the moment 1-0 down to Hull City.
Sorry,
Here's Rafael Leao for AC Milan. Strong cross on the left-hand side. Giroud couldn't direct the header goalwards. Really hit such venom, that cross from inside the area by Rafael Leao. Didn't do any of his teammates any favours. Now, Zaire Emery, who set up the first goal, is charging forward. Mbappe to his left, feeds him again. Mbappe inside the area, steps inside the area, throws it against the goalkeeper. And a hurried clearance from AC Milan as Mbappe threatened to stretch PSG's lead still further.
Yeah, Milan are all over the place at the moment. They've got to get a grip of themselves. You know, they're trying too hard. They're way too open, not strong enough in midfield. And of course, Dembele just stays high and wide on one side, and Mbappe high and wide on the other, which means you're very susceptible to the counter-attack, and that's what's happening at the moment.
Celtic 2, Atletico Madrid 2. Former Chelsea striker Alvaro Morata equalises a second time for Atletico tonight at Parkhead. And it's 2-0 to PSG on TalkSport 2. And that was straight at Mike Maignan from Kylian Mbappe. Thudded right into Magnan's chest from Kylian Mbappe, who scored the first. And he looks on now as the ball's back with his defenders. Marquinhos just ahead of the Paris Saint-Germain penalty area, guides it back to Donnarumma, and he floats the ball up to halfway this time. A longer clearance, looking at Dembele, tried to touch it inside for Colomboani. AC Milan trying to win the ball back, and Musa heads the ball downfield, but there's nobody there in a white shirt to challenge Marquinhos, who picks up the loose ball, and he finds Lucas Hernandez out to the left-hand side. Mbappe shy the halfway line, elects to give it back to his left back. Vitinha, neat and tidy in midfield. Pulls back with Marquinhos once more. Now Achraf Hakimi looks for Dembele, who cuts infield from the right-hand touchline and finds Vitinha in the centre circle. Plays it out to the right wing. Colomboani looks menacing as he moves into the area right-hand side. Leaves it down the right-hand side for Vitinha. Hakimi there in support as well, but it's worked back a little further to Zaire Emery. Now into the centre of the half, and Ugarte. Zaire Emery takes over once more. Patient build-up from Paris Saint-Germain. Plenty back for AC Milan, but they're just watching Paris Saint-Germain passed the ball around in front of them. Skriniar forced back to his own half by Giroud, will roll it back to Donnarumma, and he'll clear first time right down the centre of the field, looking to get Hakimi away, who was onside, but Manuel comes out, elects to head it clear.
Thought he might catch that one outside his area.
Not this time. Now he boots it left-footed downfield. Good clearance from Manuel actually, but it won't find Rafael Leao. There's a Paris Saint-Germain player down, it's Koulibaly, and a yellow card for a hefty challenge on Randal Koulibaly by Fikayo Tomori.
I'd like to see this again, Dan, because this is off the ball. I'm not sure what you get a yellow card for an incident off the ball.
Well, I've just seen a replay, you have too, Danny Mills, that's inexplicable.
But it's either a red card or nothing.
Because it's an accidental arm in the face of Koulibaly, and Tomori doesn't know that Koulibaly is right behind him. I'm sure he's not aware. It's not a deliberate
and it's about waist high, wasn't it? Because Moani was sort of falling over or bending down towards the ball.
No, hard to fathom that one.
That either has to be nothing, or the referee has to give a red card because he thinks it's violent conduct. So it can't be a yellow card.
There was a look of total bewilderment on the face of Fikayo Tomori as that yellow card was brandished,
him and me both,
by the Slovenian referee. Meantime, Leipzig are 2-0 up on Red Star in the Champions League. Xavi Simons, the Dutch midfielder, makes it 2-0 to the Germans. Still Newcastle 0, Dortmund 1 in this group, Group F. Manchester City still being held 1-1 by Young Boys in the TalkSport commentary right now. Pierre Kalulu's just had a yellow card for AC Milan for taking out Kylian Mbappe on the far side of the field. And the yellow cards are starting to build up for the visitors. Kalulu, Calabria, Tomori, Krinic on yellow cards. Ball hooked high in the air by Kalulu, but it wasn't a deliberate back pass, even though the goalkeeper Manuel plucked it out of the sky under pressure from Dembele.
I said at the start, didn't I? These two middle group games where you play back-to-back the same teams are decisive on where you finish in the group. Suddenly Newcastle were top, suddenly they're third, and next up they'll have Dortmund away
in the Pearson Westfalen Stadium. Here come AC Milan driving the ball, Pulisic from the edge of the area, but straight into the hands of Donnarumma, who held on to it as well, needed to, because there were one or two trying to follow up for AC Milan. Giroud was closest to it, but Donnarumma got both hands round the ball and made a comfortable save. Birmingham 0, Hull City 2, and Jayden Philogene, former Villa trainee, will have enjoyed that at St Andrews to put Hull City further clear in the Championship.
It's bizarre, isn't it? You know, PSG at the start, you think they're not doing particularly well so far in the Champions League, a little bit disappointing. They got battered against Newcastle, but suddenly now, if this result, I think, is going to stay the way it is, but if the Newcastle result stays the same as well, suddenly PSG top the group, one more win should be enough to see them through, and suddenly Newcastle thought, I've got a great start to the Champions League, lose tonight, and they've got to go to Dortmund away.
Dembele, right-hand corner of the area for PSG, cuts in on his left, then checks back onto his right. Wastefully fires over the bar, wasn't really in control of the shot when he let it go. Wild swing with the right boot, and it goes way over the top.
I'm going to say he's left-footed, is he?
Well, he fancied his chances with his right foot.
That was the old Sabuto one, wasn't it, when you pushed the head down and the leg just came out and swung.
Striker. That was the game. Striker. Yeah, well, you pressed the head and it moved. That's what I had.
No, I see. I did little corner kickers on the Sabuto.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Little elastic band and used to flip the head.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
To leather it.
My cousin had the floodlights as well.
Oh, he must have been rich.
Yeah, well,
proper rich. I had 4 players that have been glued back together.
Oh, we all had those. Accidentally shutting them on your bedroom.
Accidental professional foul.
2-0 to PSG here on TalkSport 2. With 64 minutes gone at the Parc des Princes. 1-0 to Dortmund at St James's Park. They played 62 minutes there. The ball's with AC Milan inside their own half of the field. Swung across to the left-hand side for Leo Hernandez. Leaves it for Rafael Leao. Needs some of his mercurial talent to shine through to give a chance to AC Milan to get something out of this game. Plymouth 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Ryan Hardy for Plymouth. Sheffield Wednesday's woes continue with no win in the Championship so far this season, and in danger of being cut adrift before the clocks go back. Meanwhile, Leo Hernandez for AC Milan plays it in field, driven out to the left-hand side for Musa. Comes in field from that left-hand side up to the edge of the area. Down went Pulisic under no real pressure, and Paris Saint-Germain can break. Dembele plays a 1-2 with Kolo Muani. Mbappe's pulling for it far side of the area, and it comes, it's just beyond Kylian Mbappe. Even he's not quick enough to get on the end of that crossfield pass from Ousmane Dembele.
I think he was offside as well by the looks of it.
He might well have been slightly ahead. You're right, Danny Mills. It ends up being a free kick to AC Milan. Stays 2-0 PSG.
But it's a loose pass in any case from Dembele. Just put it into the area, slide it into it, and Mbappe, if he's not offside, would have had a tapping, but the glass was over it anyhow.
Now over the halfway line, Reinders gets away for a moment, plays it out to Rafael Leao, approaching the penalty area. Leao goes for the goal. It's a weak try, and Donnarumma had it covered. It went a good 4 or 5 yards wide of his left-hand post, and it's a goal kick to PSG, who lead 2-0 on TalkSport 2. Danny Mills.
Well, know what he was trying to do, trying to cut in on that right-hand side, off the left, and bend it in the far corner, and scuffed it. And I just see on the monitor now, Tonali's come on for Newcastle.
Yes, and Jacob Murphy's come on as well. So he's clearly been given clearance to play tonight, despite what TalkSport understands to be an incoming 10-month ban for Sandro Tonali for betting breaches, but that is yet to be confirmed. So he is able to play this evening. Can he rescue it for Newcastle United?
It's going to be a really interesting one, isn't it, with that as well. Obviously, considering what happened to Ivan Toney, he wasn't allowed even to train. I don't know who has jurisdiction over it. Obviously, that was dictated to by the FA, wasn't it? I don't know. Is it Italian? Is it FIFA? Is it a worldwide ban? Can the FA then step in as well? I'm not sure.
All very good questions, and I wish I could answer them for you.
Oh, I'm just here to pose the questions. I don't know any answers. I know nothing.
Ball is out on the left-hand side for AC Milan. It's with Leo Hernandez. 2-0 the score to PSG. Ball's up to the halfway line. Oh, that's a horrible collision between two players who both stayed down. Pulisic was caught. I'm trying to see who the PSG player was that caught him. Erling Haaland has just scored a penalty to put Manchester City back in front on TalkSport. 2-1 Manchester City lead.
So what was my prediction when we were debating
I think you said both teams to score and Manchester City to win.
Okay. I think it was quite good odds on that, wasn't it?
Reasonable.
Sevens or something like that, was it?
Reasonable.
Yeah.
And it's 2-1 to Manchester City. That's live on TalkSport.
Be gamble aware, no only bet what you could have
Absolutely.
when the fun stop and all that nonsense.
BeGambleAware.org is the website you can always use. Meantime, back underway here. There are changes afoot for Paris Saint-Germain. Lee Kang-in's going to be on the moment. Giroud's trying to lob Donnarumma from 30 yards out as the ball just dropped to him. Caught it on the half volley, but it again was a comfortable save for Gianluigi Donnarumma, getting back to his own goal line, and it stays 2-0 PSG. Out to the left-hand side. Luis Hernandez, who was caught a little earlier. Back it goes to Donnarumma. Takes a heavy touch, just keeps it away from Giroud as he trots outside his own penalty area. Now Colomboani almost released Mbappe down the left-hand side, but the ball just stumped downfield. And it's collected by Milan Skriniar. Finds Vitinha. Out to the left-hand side, driven downfield, looking for Colomboani, who almost got the better of Kalulu, but then just pulled on his shoulder as Kalulu, now playing at centre-half of Milan, trying to turn. Free kick to AC Milan, but only 20 minutes left for AC Milan to do something about this 2-0 scoreline. And Fabian Ruiz is coming on for Manuel Ugarte. For a change for Paris Saint-Germain, joined last year, having played at Napoli, and the first South Korean ever to play for Paris Saint-Germain, Lee Kang-in, is also coming on. Had a couple of years at Mallorca, hasn't scored yet for his new club, and he comes on for Ousmane Dembele. So a double change for Luis Enrique, and it is 2-0 to PSG as Porto go 3-1 up at Royal Antwerp. Evan Nilsson with that third goal, closing in on 3 points there, the Portuguese. And at the Parc des Princes, it looks like PSG are going to move on to 6 and wipe out the disappointing memories of that 4-1 humbling at St James's Park. A reminder that Newcastle at St James's Park right now, still a goal down to Borussia Dortmund as Lee comes forward for the first time, finds Mbappe inside the area, has the ball just taken off his toe at the vital moment by Tomori, but he just knocks it behind. It's a corner kick to Paris Saint-Germain away to our right hand side. 2-0 they lead.
Just lost an awful lot of confidence, haven't they, at the moment? By the way, I've just seen Erling Haaland's penalty. Very fortunate. Goalkeeper went the right way, got an arm to it, almost sort of dived under the ball. Just saw his dad Alfie in the stand blowing his cheeks out, and a little wry smile from him. I think he knows that he got away with one there.
They all count, as they say.
Yeah, exactly, it's not how, it's how many.
So corner kick for Vitinha for PSG into the near post. High drop on the 6-yard line. Giroud had the ball stuck under his feet, but he still managed to get it clear. But it's won back, brilliant header by Lee, the substitute, to stop any potential counter-attack for the Italians. And back it goes to the halfway line. Played up to the midfielder Zaire Emery. Now Lee Kang-in runs into Tomori. Neat touch on halfway from Giroud, and it sets Reinders away. Now Rafael Leao picks it up from Milan, left hand corner of the box. Got Marquinhos back pedaling, thinks about getting to the byline, tries to pull it across, and it came off him last of all as it hit Marquinhos, rebounded onto Rafael Leao and nearly went behind for a PSG goal kick. 2-0 PSG lead. Danny Mills
never really looked comfortable on his left foot, did he? Was always looking to try and cut inside. Marquinhos just good defending, stood his ground, forced him down the outside. He had really nowhere to go.
So a goal kick for Donnarumma, splits it to his left hand side. Skriniar out to the left hand side, but Hernandez couldn't keep it in play. Milan have got to do something, and they've yet to make a change. Pioli's yet to go to his bench and find something to try and unlock the door here.
Well, you feel that they need a goal in the next 2 or 3 minutes, don't they? They need something to give themselves a little bit of a lift. Haven't really tested Donnarumma in this second half.
Here's Mbappe. Oh, he won't get hold of that. It was a poor passing field that didn't find him from Vitinha. They still win it back anyway, PSG. Zaire Emery plays it to the right hand side of Hakimi. Now Lee Kang-in picks it up midway point of the Milan half. Lovely ball down the right side of the area for Zaire Emery to run onto. Takes the defender with him. Then it's worked back by Lee to Hakimi, keeping play on this near side, the PSG right. Lee again, plays a 1-2 with Hakimi, holds it up side, Emery joins it, lovely triangular passing between those three individuals. And Julian Alvarez has made it 3-1 to Manchester City over on TalkSport. Young Boys 1, Manchester City 3, points are saved for Pep.
Wasn't that our little accumulator at the beginning? I'm pretty sure it was. I think that was the one, wasn't it? 3-1 was what all the chat was about after I persuaded our betting expert that it was a difficult pitch to play on. I think Young Boys would cause City 1 or 2 problems.
Gianluigi Donnarumma's
hang on a minute, there's a goal review on that on the little 8 monitors we got in here in front of us.
Okay, well, we'll see whether that is indeed 3-1.
Jack Grealish handball.
The referee review area is being utilised over in Switzerland, and it looks like that goal is going to be cancelled. It is, so it's still just 2-1 to Manchester City. So Danny Mills,
sorry,
accumulator bet, has been ruined.
You all thought you won a lot of money. There's still 10-15 minutes to go. You might do.
Quarter of an hour to go at the Parc des Princes. PSG 2, AC Milan 0. Theo Hernandez finds Rafael Leao. He's caught off the ball by Lee, and that'll be a free kick to AC Milan, who need a spark from somewhere.
Disappointed, haven't they, second half?
Yeah.
I think second goal early on, it almost killed them.
Well, here comes a double change.
But then when the second goal really did go in, it really did cause them problems, and they've looked very, very flat since then.
Well, Rada Krunic, the Bosnian, has gone off, and a former PSG Academy graduate born in Paris, Yacine Adli, is coming on, and Tommaso Pogba is coming on for Musa for another midfield change. So they're not striker changes, really. Midfield changes for Stefano Pioli.
Maybe change it, thinking about players for the weekend, perhaps. Doesn't really look like they're going to get back into this game, let alone go on and score 3 and win it.
Well, they've got a big game against the champions Napoli at the weekend,
exactly.
At AC Milan. But here's Pulisic making a strong run in field to the centre of the half. Lovely ball inside the fullback. Leao inside the box, drives it into the near post, and Donnarumma touches it behind for a corner kick to AC Milan.
Needs to work on his left foot. Simple as that. Great ball. Splits the defence. He needs to strike it. It's a corner. He needs to strike it with his left foot. But because he then sort of opens his body up, trying to bend it with his right foot, that allows the defender to get back in and make the tackle. We're talking about split seconds, that half a second extra that it takes to get on his right foot without taking the shot. That's why he can't get the shot away cleanly.
Theo Hernandez with a corner for Milan, headed clear for PSG by Marquinhos. Goes back to the halfway line. And it's sent wide by Kalulu. Goes out to the right wing, Pulisic. Elects to work the ball in field. Here's Tomori, centre of the PSG half. Reinders trying to turn away from Lee. Went to ground, both players, but it's kept alive by Tomori. Clips it down the left wing for the run of Theo Hernandez. Good ball into the box. Looks at the near post for Pogba. It's not long on the field. He just couldn't control the header. Pulisic retrieves the loose ball on the far side of the field. That's better from AC Milan.
Yeah. Could it be too little, too late? With 11, 12 minutes to go.
Now run down the right-hand side. One player goes down. And it was Adler who went down after he got a little shove in the back.
It's a risky one, you know.
And it was Zaire Emery who clashed with him. But it's not been given and not been reviewed.
If he'd have given that, I could understand it, Dan, couldn't you?
Yep.
I mean, probably a...
Or was he waiting for it, Yacine Adli?
Bit of both, but it's still a soft foul, but it still would have been a foul, I'd say.
Points are saved for Rotherham United against Coventry. Ollie Rathbone makes it Rotherham 2, Coventry 0 in stoppage time at the New York Stadium. That'll be a first win in 7 for the Millers. Rafael Leao wins the throw on the AC Milan left, level with the penalty area, the edge of the penalty area.
You just wonder if Coventry missed their chance last season. so difficult to repeat it yet again, isn't it?
They'll be in action next on Monday night against West Bromwich Albion in the Midlands Derby. I'll be there for that. That's a Monday night game on TalkSport 2. You're home with the EFL.
Are you working 10 days a week at the moment? You seem to be on every night, 2 or 3 times whenever I turn the radio on.
I do apologise.
Oh no, I quite like it.
Here's Rafael Leao for AC Milan with 10 minutes to go.
I'm not complaining.
I should hope not. I thought you were my agent. Ball's out of play, being AC Milan corner kick away to the left-hand side.
That's why I'm not getting paid very well for it.
Chance for Hernandez to get some dangerous delivery in here. Adley waits. Giroud in there, of course. Tomori up from the back. In it comes from Theo Hernandez to the far post. Headed towards goal by Giroud, but that's a good save low down by Donnarumma. Did well to generate some power with that header, Giroud.
Yeah, it's very difficult to score the head more than 12 yards out. And that's exactly what it is. You've got to get those headers close. He's going backwards as well. So all power is coming out of the header. He guides it goalwards rather than powers it.
Now up to the halfway line, brilliantly protected by Kolo Muani, but then a bit sloppy from Paris Saint-Germain, but equally sloppy from Rafael Leao to give the ball away. And here's Kolo Muani now bursting forward, flicks it neatly into the path of Hakimi, plays it across the edge of the area. Vitinha finds Mbappe off the post. Brilliant save, Manuel, to stop it being 3-0. It looked inevitable that Mbappe was going to curl it into the bottom corner, but Manuel touched it onto the post and it's a corner instead. 2-0.
Yet again, AC Milan giving the ball away. Architects of their own downfall almost. As it comes to Mbappe, rolls out to him, lovely pass, just waiting for the net to bulge. It's a fabulous fingertip save onto the post from Manuel.
Change for Paris Saint-Germain, and off goes the scorer of the second goal, Kolo Muani, and on in his place comes Gonzalo Ramos on loan from Benfica. He won the title there last year. He waits as Lee swings the corner kick in. Ramos nearly got on the end of that for his first touch to try and head it in, but in the end
Manuel caught one.
He didn't touch for a change. Now Pulisic giving chase, trying to get ahead of Fabian Ruiz down the Milan right-hand side, but just couldn't control it. Stoke 1, Leeds 0. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff, so there's still about 10 minutes to play at the Bet365, but an own goal from Pascal Strike has given Stoke the lead in the Potteries.
Just can't get any consistency away from home leads, can they?
Yeah.
Home form's been really good.
But only one loss in 10, so the form has been pretty consistent for Daniel Farke.
But home have been very, very good.
Yeah.
Away from home, that's where they haven't quite met the standards that they'll want. They'll have to come back for the weekend as well.
Brilliantly too at Norwich.
Well, you're not meant to do that every weekend. You can't keep going 2-0 down.
Oh, that's true. Now here's Rafael Leao bursting into the area for AC Milan, but too heavy a touch. That allows Donnarumma to come out and snatch the ball away and keeping it just 2-0. And
you know what I'm going to say again?
He needs to work on his left foot.
Yeah. You're coming in from that side. The defender's between you and the goal. Keep the ball on your outside, which is your left foot, and have a shot. He's trying to manufacture it onto his right, and of course that makes it easier for the defender.
Danny Mills alongside me, Ian Dancer here on TalkSport 2. Into the last 6.5 minutes at the Parc des Princes. Paris Saint-Germain heading for a second win in the group stage. It's still Newcastle 0, Borussia Dortmund 1 at St James's Park. Manchester City 2-1 up at Young Boys. Lee Kang is fouled on halfway. Great industry from the South Korean. Wins a free kick for PSG. Hernandez was the man who brought him down. Quickly taken free kick, and Fabian Ruiz picks it up. Mbappe flicks it out to the left-hand side for Lucas Hernandez. Vitinha infield for Mbappe with his back to play, holds it up, keeps Tomori away from the ball. Then Hakimi plays it forward, neatly done. Ramos Lays it off down the left-hand side. Vitinha looks to go back to the halfway line just to keep possession for Paris Saint-Germain as AC Milan just push a little further downfield. Zaire Emery has it now just over the halfway line for the hosts. Vitinha coming in field. It's given away by PSG though. And Leao has it on halfway, bursts clear of a couple of challenges, works inside his man, goes down, wants a free kick, nothing doing, says the referee. Atletico Madrid down to 10 men. It's 2-2 at Celtic Park. Rodrigo de Paul has had a second yellow card. 2 lemons make a strawberry, he's off. So Celtic have, 10 minutes or so I would imagine at Celtic Park to try and get a winner against 10 men. Here comes Vitinha for Paris Saint-Germain, looking for Gonzalo Ramos in the area. It's blocked out to Mbappe, left-hand corner of the box. A couple of step-overs from Mbappe, but he slows play down eventually and lets Vitinha take over. Now back in field for Fabian Ruiz. From the edge of the area, Achraf Hakimi tries a very ambitious effort, fully 30 yards out, whistled way over the crossbar. Plymouth had beaten Sheffield Wednesday by 3 goals to 0 in the Championship. That's a first win in 5 for Steven Schumacher's Plymouth Argyle at home park against a still winless Sheffield Wednesday. As Manuel, the Milan keeper, clears right-footed, flicked on by Giroud just over halfway, but Leao can't pick up the second ball. It's run back instead by Marquinhos. Hull City won 2-0 at Birmingham in the Championship. That's their first win in 4 for the Tigers. Now Kylian Mbappe trying to slip Fabian Ruiz through at the edge of the area, but Manuel swiftly off his line to clear downfield for AC Milan. But there isn't really that sign of a concerted spell of pressure from AC Milan to try and get themselves even back within a goal of their hosts tonight.
And you're welcome to those that listen to me on the pre-game betting. Little accumulator at Manchester City. Erling Haaland just fired on into the top corner. Absolutely magnificent strike. City 3-1 up.
That's live on TalkSport right now with Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce. Rotherham have beaten Coventry by 2 goals to 0. That's another team who've been waiting a long time for a win. First win in 7 for Rotherham United. That's 3 without a win for Coventry now after that 2-0 defeat. Still waiting for confirmation that Ipswich have won at Bristol City. They've been 1-0 up for long spells in that game as they try and cut that deficit to 5 points to Leicester City at the top of the Championship. Preston still 2-1 up on Southampton as well in England's second tier. 2-0 PSG, 2 minutes of normal time to go. And in fact, Southampton have just equalised at Preston through an own goal from Ched Evans. It's Preston 2, Southampton 2, deep in added time at Deepdale. Now here's Zaire Emery, great turn, right-hand side for Paris Saint-Germain, pulls it back to the edge of the box, driven in for number 3 by Lee Kang-in, his first goal for Paris Saint-Germain, and it comes in the Champions League to wrap up the points against AC Milan. Great work again by Zaire Emery. The ball drops at the edge of the area for the South Korean, and a crisp low finish into the bottom corner seals the win for the Parisians. PSG 3, Milan 0.
Yeah, really neat and tidy finish. Calm, composed, slots it into the corner. Again, AC Milan not helping themselves in any way, shape or form. It's really poor defending. It's slack, it's lacklustre. Too easy in the end, in all honesty. Shouldn't be unmarked. 15, 16 yards out from goal. Just slots it left foot right into the corner.
Now, Gonzalo Ramos, I'm pretty sure it's a dummy. As he pretended to shoot, or was it an air shot? But it ran beautifully for Lee Kang-in anyway, right at the edge of the area.
I'm going to go dummy, actually. Seeing the replay, I think that's definitely a dummy. He knows what he's doing.
Certainly set up his teammate a treat, and he obliged with a super finish. And that is 3-0, and that is good night in terms of the points, or any points for AC Milan. Tomori comes off with a resigned shrug. Simon Kjaer is going to come on to replace him for these last few minutes.
Callum Wilson's just hit the joint of the post and the crossbar, St James's Park. A couple of minutes to go in that game. So unlucky.
Still 1-0 to Dortmund in that game. So we're into added time at the end of the 90. 4 minutes of minimum stoppage time to play at the Parc des Princes.
Second half ended up being quite comfortable, hasn't it, for PSG?
And they want more. Hakimi coming forward down the right-hand side. Infield for Zaire Emery, who's under pressure from Theo Hernandez. Goes down, wants a free kick. Nothing doing, says the referee. Rafael Leao still trying to work hard inside his own half. Now he's got space to scamper forward. He's got 4 players ahead of him, and he finds Theo Hernandez into the area left-hand side, tries to pull it across, and Fabian Ruiz got a foot in to turn it over the bar, and it ends up merely being a AC Milan corner. 3-0 PSG.
That first, the goal from Dembele that was disallowed for the foul. Since that point, Milan have really been on the back foot. They haven't really been in the game in the second half. Disappointing, because I thought, as we said in the first half, they were slightly the stronger team, although they were 1-0 down.
So they await the corner, Milan, to try and get a consolation goal in the second minute of added time. Theo Hernandez with the corner, headed away at the near post by the first defender, who was Hakimi. Comes back out to Theo Hernandez on the left-hand side. Picked up by Reinders. Now down the left-hand side, it's Pulisic joining in. And it's deflected out for a throw-in. It's finished 2-2 at Deepdale between Preston and Southampton. So that's 5 unbeaten now for the Saints under Russell Martin. Paris Saint-Germain have possession at the edge of their own penalty area. Chip forward to Vitinha. Great control as he brings it up the halfway line. Mbappe on his starting blocks to his left. Picks it up now, Mbappe. Left-hand corner of the area. Calabria backpedaling. Tries to pull it back to Vitinha at the edge of the area. And it's whacked clear by AC Milan into the referee on his chest. And he has to blow the whistle and say, sorry, I'm not meant to touch it. I've started to drop ball.
Tap ball from the referee. Got to move your feet quicker than that. I mean, his hand's close to his body. He's put his arm across himself. Bit of thigh, bit of arm, and obviously the referee's not allowed to touch it with any part of his body.
Nordi Mukiele is going to come on. The right back who joined PSG last year after 4 years at Leipzig. So going to be a straight swap for Achraf Hakimi as we go into the last knockings of this game.
I think that's called killing time.
Yep. So we've got a few seconds out there of Champions League experience. Nordi Mukiele. And the ball's back in the arms of Mike Manuel, the Milan goalkeeper. Clears long downfield. Pulisic still working hard at giving chase. Kept it in play. And the dead ball, I just couldn't control it, and it just trickled harmlessly behind from the...
Just needed a bit stronger, didn't it?
Yeah.
Look what that sort of fell over looking for a foul.
Still full of running though.
Yeah, but
right at the end of the game, Pulisic. There's a bit of a disagreement here between Skriniar and Giroud and Hernandez at the edge of the penalty area, whilst PSG prepare a goal kick that Donnarumma's going to leave for Skriniar to take out to the left-hand side. Now Lucas Hernandez just lobs the ball over the defender. Milan with it back, only temporarily. Skriniar again plays the ball up to halfway, but AC Milan can't control it. It just drifts frustratingly out of play once again for the Italian side, who will want and need to be better at the San Siro when they return to face PSG there in 2 or 3 weeks' time, Danny Mills.
oh, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, PSG have won this game. They haven't been brilliant. Milan were better in the first half, although that one moment from Mbappe caused them the damage. In the second half, I have to say that Milan have really got going. The problems that they were causing early on with Leao,
Well, there goes the full-time whistle. PSG have recovered from the nightmare of Newcastle.